Hey everyone, so we're back again at Sin All in My Life and back with another episode. I think this is like really juicy, really trending, and I want all of you guys to tune in. Drop your comments, let me know what you think, and let's dive into it. This topic is basically trends versus real women. Trends sometimes feel like they don't have to tell men that there are trends ahead of time, or they feel like they have the same equal rights as real women. I want to know what you guys think about it. So I picked out a video, which is a very cool video. There's trends on there and there's real women on there. So let's hear a little bit of the video and see what everybody has to say and what they're feeling.
I have no problems with trans people. I have a problem with it being pushed in schools. I have a problem with it being pushed on me and me being made to feel like I'm a horrible person because right, there's no a woman in your own right, a trans woman. And I think that's where I get a lot of flack from, because I see us as two totally different entities. You know, I still love you as a sister and everything, but you're not I don't consider it real womanhood, because there's things that you would never feel as a trans woman that I feel as a woman outside of a period. You know, with it's just biological things that just happen.
Real quick, just so we can dissect it. So, as a real woman, she's saying that she does not feel that a trans is 1000% a woman, and that a trans cannot feel what she feel and experience what she experienced. Now, as a real woman, is she wrong for feeling like that? Is she wrong for feeling the way that she does feel, saying that trends really need to stay in their lanes and not cross over with the delusion of thinking that they are real women when they're not real women? Let's continue to listen to her point of view a little bit more.
Into our bodies, certain hormones that we have, just ways that my body react when I'm with my man, just the way that I think is just so many different things that you will never experience. So to say that I'm a real woman too, I can't buy into that.
Mm-hmm. What other things do women experience that we don't experience besides birth and periods?
First of all, I'm going to stop it there. That is so insulting. Like, what do you mean? What are some things that you guys don't experience besides giving birth and having periods? Like, it's completely just more than that. Like, you're not a woman. No matter how you try to fit into it, how you try to fit it into your brain, like, you're not a woman. It's more than just you're not getting any periods and you don't have children. Like, no, not cool. Not cool at all. So let's listen a little bit more.
Yeah, we don't condone any type of disrespect or whatever the case is.
Hate speech, none of that.
Yeah, hate speech. You can have your opinion, but please do it in a respectful way. This first topic, right? Very controversial.
Also here on this
but I do want to get everybody's
on this page, no hate. Please don't send no hate messages to any one of these people in this video. We don't promote the hate. We don't promote racism, colorism, any of that. Everybody is entitled to be themselves and be comfortable. We don't promote hate at all. We're just speaking our opinion and dissecting this video here. So we'll go back into the video.
Reaction to this question. I want to start here with you. What is a woman?
An adult female.
An adult female? Okay. I want to start over here. Can you let the folks know, how you identify and then what your definition of a woman is?
I identify as a woman.
Okay. And what is a woman to you?
A woman is someone who.
What's your definition of a woman?
I feel like, excuse me, a woman is a human who identifies as a woman.
Fair enough, Wolfie.
Up for us. And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We're the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We're the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people.
So I'm gonna pause just here, and you could tell like she's extremely upset about this. Like she's really mad because it's like it's to the point where like you guys are you're not women. So why behave as if you are when you're not? And she's a little upset about it, where it's like, you know, trans cannot produce. Like, no matter how much men you let sleep with you, you still can't produce. So, I mean, Jess was really, really mad on this here. She was really upset, and she was really speaking her mind. And to be honest with you, I can't blame her, because it's like, yeah, these trans are living in a delusional world. It is not acceptable for you to think that you have equal rights as us women, real women, biological women. You don't. And I think that we should not have to live with that. We should not have to accept that. But again, it's just my opinion. We're going to go back and listen to Jess.
You make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
I thought it was actually longer than that. Obviously, this was, you know, a very controversial topic on the internet. And I want to start on this side. You know, what was your initial thoughts of when y'all seen that video with Just Hilarious? What did you think of it?
I was mortified. Not only was I mortified, but I was disgusted because you don't speak like that. I just feel as if tolerance should be taught, not only in the household, but also in schools, because there are multiple social settings where you could be around someone whom you have potential to offend with your words. And I feel like the route that she chose to take was highly offensive. There was a better way to address that or get your point across if that's how you feel, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Okay. Kim, what was your thoughts when you heard this?
I was really shocked. Like, I feel like not all trans want to be, well, we want to be women, but like, we don't care about bleeding. We don't want that shit. We don't
Hold
want
on 1 second. I'm pausing Miss Ma'am real quick. So, hey Joshua, no problem, but thank you. Thank you for actually jumping in. When you can catch up with me, it's okay. You could just chime in. Again, she's saying, he is saying, he, she, I'm not sure how to call her, but she's saying that she doesn't care to bleed. She doesn't care to reproduce. She doesn't care for any of that. So how can you call yourself a woman if none of those things matter to you? And those are the things that makes a woman a woman. Being able to reproduce, being able to, you know, I mean, let's just go back. And the other lady said that she didn't like the way that Jess came on, and Jess was like, "Hey, Lana Love, babe." Jess came on, and Jess was like attacking them. There was a better way to say it. What better way to say it? We're still saying it in 2025. That means that we've been saying it for too long. Transgenders need to know their limits. They need to know they have a lane. like it or not. It is for me personally. I mean, it could be a disorder. Like, you're not a woman. You can go do BBLs and breast augmentation, breast lifts, all you want to, breast implants, all you want to. At the end of the day, the things that a woman can do or goes through in a daily life, a trans will not go through it, no matter what you do. So could that really be they're living in a very delusional world? Let's continue to listen.
That pain, like we see ourselves as women, just like guys sees us as women. So
You said like how guys see her as women.
yes,
Okay. What's your
Okay.
That was a response video, right? Because initially there was a trans woman that said, you women don't gatekeep, and she had a certain amount of energy with it. So I think that the way that she responded was just what was put out there first. I do feel that there are some trans women, and I don't know you, but there are some trans women who are in competition with women. And to say I'm a woman because I feel like a woman, like, what does that mean? What does feeling like a woman mean to you? And I'm genuinely asking.
well, to me, feel like a woman. I feel like I am a woman. Like, I got the look, I got the talk, I got the walk, I got it all. But like, most important, being a woman is you have to be strong to live this lifestyle. Like, this lifestyle, you go through a lot. People don't like you. People want to kill you. You really go through a lot with this lifestyle. It's like,
I'm stopping it here. Yes, to be a trans, you do go through a lot. Absolutely, because it is something that is not of nature. Like, it doesn't really make sense. You're not a woman. Like, you can act all you want to. There's actors out there. There's people that actually get paid for acting. Men that gets paid for acting, they can get paid to act like a woman. Just because you act like a woman, you talk like a woman, you could dress like a woman, that does not make you a woman. That goes back to the beginning of the okay. That goes back to the beginning of the video. No matter what the situation is, like, much appreciated, much respect that you guys really want to be women. I mean, hip hip hooray to it, but at the end of the day, you're not women. And there should be no competition. There should be no you want to come and go toe to toe with a real woman. No, you should know that you're in the back seat because you want to be like a real biological woman. But let's continue to listen to the video. And again, no shots taken to the LGBTQ plus D world out there. I'm just speaking my opinion. I love you guys very much, but I still think that you have your own lane to stay in.
women are strong. Like, of course, they carry babies for 9 months and stuff. We can't do that. Yeah, but like, women are strong. When you really look at women, and if you want to be a woman, you have to be, your mindset have to be strong like that.
So does it mean that when you dress like a woman, that makes you a woman?
No. Just because you dress like a woman don't mean you are a woman.
Okay, so
that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, when you say I feel like a woman,
you have to have the mentality. Like, me personally, I have the mentality, like, I've been trans for like 4 years now. So it's like, I'm still fresh, but not fresh. But like, me, I feel like a woman. Every day I wake up, I feel like a woman. I see myself. I know I look like a woman. I know this is who I want to be. I don't want to be nobody else but this.
So was it like when you were young, you didn't relate to like boy things and you wanted to do girl things, and that made you start feeling like that?
Yeah, and then plus I was brought up in the house like I was the only boy there. The rest
okay, I'm
of
gonna pause this video real
always doing
quick
girls.
because now it's starting to make a lot of sense to me. He was born or he was raised in a house. He was the only boy. You were the only boy. So what do you think is going to happen? When auntie's getting ready, when sister's getting ready, when mom's getting ready, when grandma's getting ready, you have this little boy right there getting ready along with you. So, I mean, again, taught behavior. I feel like a girl, I talk like a girl, I walk like a girl, like taught behavior. This is something that you grew up watching and you wanted to become that because you're so accustomed to seeing it. Doesn't mean that if your mom would have spanked you for playing with a baby doll, you probably would have been straight. I mean, just saying that's my opinion, but let's go back into the video.
Stuff. Yeah, I had boy toys, but I didn't want to play boys. So I wanted to play with dolls. I wanted to do girl stuff.
I
But
bet.
like once I got like older and I like saw things, started talking to people, it made me feel more comfortable.
Do you think that growing up in a house with all females influenced that?
I
for
feel like,
you?
yes, it strongly influenced
It
that.
did?
Okay,
Yes.
thank you for telling the truth.
Okay. So initially, like, because there was a lot of women that was, biological women or cisgendered women that was pushing back on the whole that response video.
Yeah.
So initially, when you saw the response, not just Hilarious video, but the video that she was responding to, what was your thoughts?
I was irritated. I was offended because the energy was not necessary. You can't, and I don't.
I'm gonna pause her
Can I
real
just be
quick
frank?
because you can't tell somebody about their energy. Like you don't know what she went through. You don't know what her situation is. You don't know how she felt about the situation. Maybe she just got too tired of the trans not being in their lane. Like they created a whole LGBTQ plus Z minus lane. Stay in that lane. Stop trying to tip over, come over to the heterosexual side of it, or trying to be real biological women. You created a lane that you wanted everybody to respect. You need to stay in that lane. And you need to also understand in that lane, you are delusional, but still, we all respect it for what it is because you have rights. But let's continue to listen.
And I'm not offending.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to offend anybody, right? But you can't start living as a woman for the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years, and then tell somebody who's been a woman for the last 30 years what being a woman is. You can't say that we're jealous that you're a woman because if I went and got surgery and did this and did that, I can look like that too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of trans women are making it a competition that it does not have to be and be called a cisgender woman. I don't even know what that means, right? So I don't refer to me as that. And then when I have that conversation, it's like I'm being transphobic or I'm being this or that because I don't want you to call me something. Then if I can respect other people's pronouns and how they live, do the same thing. And I think there's this movement but against real women and trans women. I just do.
When you say movement, what do you mean exactly?
Where it's becoming a competition, where we're at odds when we don't have to be, right? Because we're in two different lanes, right? And I live and let live. I don't care, but don't try to make me accept certain things that I just don't want to accept, or certain terms, or to be labeled a certain kind of way.
I'm pausing her, and Sister in that show, she's making a lot of sense. Like, don't try to label us or label biological women to be anything but what they are, real women. LGBTQ plus Z minus plus created a lane. Stay in your lane, have fun in your lane. Nobody's gonna bother you in your lane because you fought for your rights to be in that lane. Personally, I think it's a delusional lane, but you fought for your rights to be in that lane, which is nothing wrong with it. To each his own is absolutely okay. But don't try to come over on this side and make it seem like there's a competition because there isn't a competition. Without us biological women, your lane would not exist. Your lane would not be here without us, the original 4 founders. All right, let's continue to listen.
but they're forcing it down our throats. And I don't appreciate that. I mean, I'm on TikTok all the time and I'm seeing trans women. You real women are just jealous because your men want us. You real women are just jealous because you don't look as good as, like, where's all of that coming from? Like, what is that about?
Cousin sister right there. If I have a man that wants a trend, obviously he's not a heterosexual man. So whoever that person is saying that your men want us, no, gay men want you guys. LGBTQ men want you guys, but a heterosexual man does not want you guys, and there's plenty of them out here in this world. So single women can get with that. Straight men does not want trans whatever woman, whatever they are. Okay.
You know, but then as soon as you respond, like Jess Hilarious did, now we're transphobic and people are disgusted with us. But nobody is saying nothing about the stuff that's coming to us.
Understand.
So what are your thoughts on that? I know you said you were disgusted when you heard Jess Hilarious.
When I seen when I seen the video that she responded to, I felt like it didn't warrant a response. It was nothing to respond to, for the simple fact that that woman is hurt. That woman that was living in that moment in that video, she's hurt. I don't know who hurt her. I don't know what she went through in her lifetime, but obviously there's some type of trauma behind those words.
Are you referring to Jess or the one that she was replying to?
I don't remember the other girl's name. Was the TikTok clip?
Yeah,
I think her name was Alexis or something like that.
Okay.
And she said something along the lines of weird lines, and I understood what she meant for the simple fact that trans men do bleed if they still have a vagina. I'm not sure how to have the surgery and become transsexual. However, I do feel as if that was another situation where if you wanted to get your point across, your delivery was totally wrong. That was disgusting. You can't talk to people like that.
You can acknowledge that young lady was hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jess replied, why can't Jess be hurt off what she heard and then reply off of it,
I don't
off of
feel
her
like
emotions?
she can't be hurt. She has every right to be hurt. She has, however it made her feel, she's entitled to her opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, why fight fire with fire? And that's what everyone's doing.
Oh,
everybody is like having a pissing contest with each other and just throwing shit. Why? Because at the end, I don't know. Me, I consider myself to be an ally. I'm a queer Black woman. I'm not trans. I'm a natural born woman. They call us fish. I don't like to refer to them
They
as
call
trans.
you what?
Fish. I don't like to refer to them as trans. I prefer to refer to them
Wait,
as
who's they?
dolls.
You said they call us fish.
Trans women. I prefer to refer to them as dolls. I don't really like to use the words trans, so I will be using the words dolls. That's why I brought that up.
Why they call y'all fish?
That's a question you got to ask her. I don't know. I don't know. I just roll with it because I don't mind.
That's something I've never
What's
heard.
the
before.
fish?
A biological woman.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
but why fish though? What's the
I've
like?
never really
They're
got-
fish, like they're biological
They've been
women.
calling women fish since like the 70s and 80s.
Yes,
I
that's
don't
what
know
I'm
what it
saying.
means. I don't know what
It's
it
like
means.
you're born in a vagina. You're
Vagina,
But y'all
fish.
don't-
vagina fish.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bit, because one of the things I hear from the trans community is the labels and these terms. But obviously when we used certain terms, I would say is homophobic. But
Right.
when I heard that fish terminology, it sounds like some women will take that offensively, and it's like,
They
oh well,
will.
we've been calling them
At
that,
first I
like,
did.
and then it's like we brushing it off. But when a trans woman is upset or a trans person is upset about a term that they heard from a cisgendered person, it's like, oh well, you got to respect my feelings. But that term is I just heard this term. I'm not even a woman, and it just sounds offensive. Like, you know what I mean? And so I think it is a little contradictive.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, like
I think it's all subjective to how you feel about words.
No,
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
gonna
literally
pause her real quick. It's not subjective of how we feel about words, because the minute a heterosexual person says something or labels a homosexual person, automatically we need to get to the Supreme Court and we need to put in new laws that protect gay people. Hell no. Hell no. Don't be labeling women as fishes. Like, you know, you don't want to. That's why they came up with the LGBTQ plus, because they don't want to be called gay. The minute you call them gay, automatically it's like you need to get sentenced life in prison, under the jail, lock you up, throw away the key because you said the word gay. Now all of a sudden we have all these terminologies: LGBTQ plus D, negative Y and Z, and zebra. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't be trying to label people and then talk about, oh, it's your preference of words. No, it's not your preference of words. You don't label people and then you mind somebody labeling you. Let's go back into this ratchetness.
Just a word. It's a way to identify you. And if you have a problem with that, vocalize
No,
that.
but what I'm saying is you can't vocalize that without.
You can though.
No.
In a respectful way. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, because look, if they would consider me as a cis male.
Yes.
I'm just a man.
That's okay.
But in there, if I say that, it's like, oh, why you so aggressive? Why you feel this way? Or why you this? It's no question. I'm just a man. You get what I'm saying? Don't question me about how do I can't question you on how you identify. You get what I'm saying? So why do I have to answer to someone about what do I identify as a straight man or whatever the case may be? Even the fact that you originally felt uncomfortable with being called a fish.
Until I understood.
Until that.
I didn't understand why they was calling me that.
You still don't understand why they calling you that.
Yes,
Because you had to ask her the definition of what she called you that.
Like,
Or ask the trans.
So say you're in a setting where you're surrounded by trans women, which in certain circumstances I am.
Yeah.
Men try to identify me, and the first thing they say to me is, "Are you a real woman, or are you fish, or something along that line?"
That's gay men.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Also, you think men don't love dolls?
They love the dogs.
I don't
Like, that's who they're dating.
I just didn't know that they referred to women as fish. That was the first time I heard
That's
it.
who
Yeah,
they're
That's
dating.
because
But
you're a real
yeah, they'll
man.
ask you, because some men are bisexual. Like,
Right. The gay men will ask
reality,
you for a fish.
it's here.
Straight is
It's
not
out there.
going to
To
realize
identify,
the
yeah,
woman
some
as
men
a
will ask you
fish.
that question. And I would much prefer for you to ask me, am I a woman, than to assume I'm trans. Now, that's when I'll be offended. No offense.
Why?
Because I don't want to be, I don't want to be classified as a doll because I'm not a doll.
But
and classified as a doll because I'm not a doll. And even though they want to be classified as women, and I do call them women, I feel like let it be what it is. For example, you just said, I'm not a cis male, I'm just a male. She said she's a woman. Why she can't be a woman?
But she's not a woman.
She get up every day and move like a woman. Why she can't be a woman?
Because she's not.
Okay, but even with the fish thing, right? They're saying it as what, a joke or
No, it's
an
just
identifier.
saying.
Just like cis is an identifier.
But why is it?
who makes these? Like, who makes it?
It's old sayings from
The
back in the day from our
LGBT
Gay
community.
people.
It's old sayings. Like she said, it's from the 70s. They've been saying that a long time.
Cis
I've
male
never heard
and
of
cis
that
woman has
before.
also been from the 70s.
I'm not sure.
That's new.
94.
I'm just saying, it's
That's like
that I'm not
fresh.
sure.
as you can see, it's progressing. It's
Yes.
more names, it's more titles. But if
A lot going
if we,
on.
as a straight man, say, okay, well, why can't you identify as a trans woman rather than a biological woman? Because
Me
that's what you
personally,
think
I
it
do not tell men my tea until like I know I'm gonna do something with you. If I'm just talking with you, you don't need to know my business. Like we just chilling. But if I plan on like having sexual intercourse with you, I'm gonna let you know the tea so you can know what's what.
Now I'm about
You
to
think
pause
that's fair?
her. Tell me
Yeah.
if that's not like
A convers-
really crazy. I'm about to pause the tranny real quick. She said that if she's just talking to you, like I'm just talking to you, I'm just getting to know you. I'm not about to do, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything sexual with you yet. We just talking. I'm not gonna let you know my business until we're about to be sexual with each other, and then I'm gonna tell you that I'm a trans. Does that make any sense? So basically, like, When you talking to somebody, you basically you dating. Dating is getting to know, collecting information, sharing life experience with each other, whether we're going to the movies, whether we're going out to eat. So you mean to tell me like these people could be all up outside with you, right? They're outside with you, they're hanging out with you, and they're not going to tell you who they are until they're ready to have sex with you? I disagree with that, but let's go ahead and continue to listen.
Conversation don't hurt nobody.
We are going to dive into that. I do want to stay on this topic.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult to have these conversations because, when we say things like I feel one way or the other, now there's a whole spectrum now. I heard some things that's transracial. I heard trans age. I heard, there's a lot more
Trans
spectrums
animals.
now because everybody, everybody has feelings and they want to feel a certain way. And if that's the case, then I know a lot of times trans people will say, gender is a structure, it's like a construct. So if that's the case, then as society, we need to get rid of that construct and rewrite all of these rules because we have specific rules in play right now in society that's specific for women, specific for women that protects them. You know what I mean? So if everybody could go around and feel a certain way, that's no different from a teenager saying, well, I feel like I'm 21. I want to go buy me a beer. Or a older guy who's in his 30s saying, I feel like a middle schooler, so now I want to go and mess with these little girls in middle school. Like it starts to blur the lines on feelings and reality. And I think that's where it's getting a bit misconstrued in these conversations.
Understood.
Because everybody seems to have their own truth. There's really only one truth, what it is and what it's not. And so when you start, people have men go into women's bathrooms and attack other, women because they say that they're trans and they're really not. They're taken away from people who really do live like that, but they're playing on that. You know what I'm saying? So where do we draw the line with that? You know what I'm saying? Because if that is who you are, that's who you are. But if it's some pervert man that just want to freak off, did you see the video where the man was in a spa walking around with his stuff hanging out in a woman's spa? Like, how do we fix that? Like,
they need their own world.
That's true.
Their own
that's
society.
my point.
It's dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like I said, these conversations are always going to be tough, but I think it's just about being honest and being respectful,
right?
And hearing everybody's side of the story. Even just like, I know throughout the years, the biggest advocates for trans women have been biological women. And in reverse, everybody's a supporter or advocate until these men are coming in out. They're coming in women's sports, they're dominating the competition. They going in MMA, just knocking women out. And, they're so dominant in these competitions, and it's kind of unfair to the actual biological women because they do have a certain advantage because of their their DNA and stuff like that.
Exactly. You're never going to be a woman. How comfortable do you feel being a full-blown man dressing up as a woman to go fight a biological woman? Coming in with your masculine strength, going to go beat up on a biological woman. What sense does that make? Personally, they said there's life on Mars. Maybe they need to go to Mars and just create a whole society over there. I have no idea how they're going to reproduce to continue what's happening. I don't know how they're gonna keep their whole situation going. I have no idea, but maybe they should move to Mars and create a whole planet on their own. Let's continue to listen.
So again, it is tough, and I do hear women, biological women express their frustrations with this. But I don't know, man. We just got to have more conversations, I guess, and try to get to the bottom of it.
We do, because when you say that gender is a social construct, what does that even mean? I don't understand. Like, all of these new things, and I've been on this earth for quite a while, and all of these things are confusing me. What does that even mean, a social construct? I'm literally like, could somebody explain it to me?
Sure.
Like, I don't
think
know what
it's
it,
just
what it
about
means.
what they say in society. That's why I think when they say cisgender, they say that it's the birth that you are identified as, what they assign you at birth, like the doctors or whatever, they assigned you a certain birth based on, I guess, what they see.
No,
So
when they say it's a social construct, when I think social construct, I think that it's nothing written in stone. It's just what it's perceived to be. Like, it's not a real thing. It just is. That's what I think of when you say social construct. And when you say gender is a social construct, how?
Delusional.
do you have I can't answer
Like,
that. Maybe
I legit really want to know. Like,
Well, as far as the gender as a social construct thing, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about.
okay.
I know
It's not
that
me. Okay.
I bet there's male, there's woman. And if you want to be a man, be a man. If you want to be a woman, be a man. Anything on the in-between, the non-binary, I don't really have any comment on that because it's not my lane. I know nothing of it. All I know is they identify as just a person. They want to identify as themselves. Like, for example, okay, I'm Hunter. If I was a non-binary person, I wouldn't identify as she or her. It would just be Hunter, they, them. That would be it.
So one person can be
confused.
Yes.
multiple people.
No.
Like a they.
Because that's be them. Just one entity, one soul, one spirit.
But them is plural though. Like, I mean,
I know. But okay, this is the way it was set up. This is how it was explained to me.
Yeah.
And I hope if
Yo.
I'm explaining it wrong, somebody in the comments say, Hunter, you ain't doing us right. I'm sorry.
Imagine coming to America learning English right now.
Oh my God.
that'd be very complicated. Like, you know what I mean? So again, if that's the case, then we could say everything is a social construct. Time, which is why, race, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, if that's the case, then we have to rewrite a lot of these rules in society, right? We just want to throw away everything. You know what I mean? If I could just identify, if I got identified as a 52-year-old now just because I feel like it, or I want to identify, me saying I feel like it is not going to stop me. If I'm getting pulled over by the police and I say I feel like a white person, so you should treat me, you think they're going to get, they're not going to give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're still going to give you that ticket, brother.
Matter, but, we do have to keep, it's good that we have these conversations respectfully and be able to hear everybody's point. I do want to get to a point that you made, which leads into my next topic. You said you shouldn't have to reveal your identity to somebody that you're talking to until you decide to have, until you're intimate with them. Why do you feel that way? You don't think that's a bit misleading to that person?
I wouldn't say it's misleading. I'm just talking to you. If I don't, like me, I know if I'm going to have sex with you. So if I don't plan on having sex with you, I'm just going to talk to you, entertain you for fun.
Now, I'm about to pause, Sister Mr. Ma'am. I'm about to pause, Sister Mr. Ma'am, right now. I'm just talking to you just for entertainment. Even though I know I'm not going to do anything with you, but I'm just talking to you for entertainment. That is so misleading. Like, that's wrong. You don't do that. If you want to be confused on your own. You're not supposed to bring somebody into that mess with you. You don't just talk to people just because you want to be entertaining. You need to tell them who you are. Let's go back and listen to this, guys.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's a catfish, though, ain't it?
Catfish,
no, you're not a catfish. You talking to me. That's not catfishing.
I think that is a bit of
It is, because a man is coming to you. You're gorgeous. He doesn't know. He's talking to you. You don't think that you should tell him, like, off the top, like, hey, this is what it is, because he's showing interest in you because you're appearing to be a beautiful woman that he thinks is just a biological woman. So you don't think you should tell them that off the top?
No, not anymore. When I first started out, I used to tell them, like, off the rip, like, straight before we even start a conversation, I would stop them, let them know. But
and
now,
what were their reactions?
I mean, look at me, they still talk to me.
I'm with her 95% of the time, and
I believe
95% of those men don't care.
I believe it.
They still talk to me.
So if a man comes up and asks you, are you a fish, or are you answering that question truthfully, or?
It depends on how good they look.
So what does that mean?
If they look top notch, baby, I'm whatever you want me to be. But if I don't want them,
I'm trying to look at it. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
but boy, am I lying? That's really me. I'm serious. But like, if I know, am I gonna talk to you?
Is there a law? I could be wrong, but if you have sex with somebody and they have an STD and they knowingly give you that STD, isn't there ramifications for that?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
So don't you think there should be the same ramifications for if you lie about your gender? Like,
STD and agenda is two different things.
It's still a form of lying.
But how did you lie?
Huh?
But how did you lie?
You lied about your gender.
Omission.
I didn't lie. I didn't tell you
Omission is just
anything.
like lying.
Yeah, you knew what it was.
You didn't ask.
I simply asked you
You
if
look
you.
like he doesn't know.
I'm gonna give you a scenario. So you thinking that? Do you think that men that talk to women and they don't know their age, should they be? You never asked. You never, because they didn't ask or find out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it
wrong.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
And in the court system, you'll get locked up.
Definitely don't
You
depend on that.
think the judge gonna be like, yo, did you ask? Oh, he didn't ask. Like, he was all good over there. Like, you know what I mean? So
Even if you said you asked, it don't matter.
Having a
Yeah,
simple conversation with somebody shouldn't be my personal business just because we're having a conversation. If you
But
choose to be intimate with me, then
but
I feel like
when-
that's when
when-
conversation
when-
should be had.
All right, so when I come to you and I ask you if you're this or that,
Right?
I'm giving you the option to answer. You're not giving me the option to if I want to continue that conversation or not. Because based on your answer, conversation sometimes.
Right.
Because yeah, like I said, other times they don't get termination, and if I continue the conversation, that is
That
is
means I'm
misleading.
attracted to you. I want to talk to you.
So
It's unfair to the man.
You
Or
taking
or
away
the
you
person
taking
that
away
you're
his
talking
option.
to.
you feel like having a conversation.
I'm gonna pause Sister Ma'am right there too. Sister Mr. Ma'am. How fair is that for you to take away a man's right of letting him know whether you're a man yourself dressed in women's clothing? Let's be real. The minute a guy walks up to you, 9 times out of 10, it's an attraction, whether it's a physical attraction, a sexual attraction, it's an attraction. And if you guys even get to the point where you're exchanging phone numbers on some, oh, I'm just entertaining him, you don't entertain friends. You entertain people that you potentially are going to sleep with or are going to make a move with. So why should you not tell the person who you are? And if you're not embarrassed about who you are, why would you not say it? If you felt like it was you're right within your well rights to be a transgender, why would you not say that you're a trans? Why is it that when you meet a lesbian female or a butch, automatically she lets you know, hey, I'm a butch, like I'm a lesbian? Why is it that these men that are trans don't feel comfortable enough to let you know that they are trans from the jump, from the beginning of the conversation? They fight so hard for us to accept them, for heterosexuals to accept them, and they don't even accept themselves. Because if they did accept themselves, we wouldn't even be having this stream. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. Because I don't see nothing wrong with it. If I love who I am, I know who I am, I'm okay with being a trans. The minute I find a guy, I want to talk to him, we exchange phone numbers, I'm going to tell you, hey, heads up, just to let you know, I'm a trans. You either like it or you don't like it. You rock with it or you're not rocking with it. But if I have to hide it from you until I decide whether I really want to sleep with you, that means I don't even love who I am. And again, that's one thing about my channel. I love to let you guys know about self-love, self-appreciation, self-care. Love yourself. Trans should love themselves enough to let the next person know, to let a heterosexual know who they really are. Don't hide it. You shove it down our throats enough for us to accept it, so why hide it now? let's go back to the video and listen to the Mr. She Ma'am real quick on this topic.
With a doll per se. Let's see, hypothetically speaking, you were
Right.
and you didn't know.
Right.
And before she even gave you her number, she let me know, whoa, hold on. This was a nice conversation, cute little kid.
Mhm.
However, I'm trans. How do you react?
I appreciate you telling me. Enjoy your day. I don't got to be disrespectful.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Some niggas
So
like
it's
to get
like-
raunchy.
So it's like, before we even got through that, what was wrong with the conversation? Why did I have to disclose that?
But we didn't have to have that conversation.
I didn't give you
though.
any, like, I didn't give you my number. You didn't give me
On a
yours.
love,
I mean, it's,
Why do we have
of
to?
course,
it- it's
it's
no
not fair
disrespect.
to the
It's just
person who
what
doesn't know.
if
Thank you.
I love women or I'm
Absolutely.
attracted to women, yes, a trans woman identifies as a woman, but
You're not a woman.
I'm attracted to biological women. You know what I'm saying? So
You're not a woman.
it's nothing you can really say to me that convince me anything different.
That.
And I feel like as a man or as a person, you should respect me enough to tell me that. I shouldn't have to play a guessing game. And not saying that you guys spoke on, the dangers of being a trans woman, right?
You
It's
told
dangerous.
that.
You
Like,
know
I
what
didn't
I'm
even get into that yet. I'm like,
No, you mentioned that like a little bit earlier. Somebody said that. And I'm not saying you guys should be at risk or at danger or somebody should be putting their hands on you regardless. But you got to understand why some men are outraged when they find out if
because it's not fair.
she feels like she would tell them once she wants to get intimate.
Mm,
Somebody may not tell them until after they got intimate.
that's disgusting.
Mhm.
And how do you expect them as a man? How am I supposed to react? You know what I'm saying? Like finding out news like that, like boom.
Or it could be embarrassing for him. Like he genuinely didn't know, and there's people that might know, and they probably
Laughing at
shame
him.
him maybe, or maybe he feels guilty about. I don't know, but
Disgusting.
I
You
think
worried about
Yeah.
the opinion of others is not my concern.
I think everybody
That's
worries
like
about the
internal.
opinions of others.
That's something internal though. That wouldn't be her issue.
That is disgusting. Did you hear her? She said worried about other people's opinion does not matter. Worried about how that particular person that you ruin their lives does not matter. That's why I feel like these people, these confused, delusional people should have a space of their own. They need to be put into a planet or take one state, clear the state out of heterosexual people and just give them one state, particularly Atlanta, because it won't take that long to clear Atlanta out because there's not that much heterosexual people there. But they need to clear out Atlanta and let all the LGBTQ plus zebras live there. Like that's their state, and they're not allowed to travel outside of it unless they have a badge on them that lets you know that they're trans. We're gonna go back and listen to the video. As mean as it sounds, I don't think it's a mean thing because we are all entitled to our opinions. And as you heard before, what she said, they're not entitled to tell a heterosexual what they really are, which I think is pretty messed up.
It would be. It would, because that was information that he should have known up front. And people do care about what people think about
Their
them.
image.
And if I don't, why is that my problem that you do?
But you
Because
do.
you put them in that situation.
And I can prove that you do because she chose to say only when I'm intimate is when I'm going to tell you what I am. So obviously she does care on what people think because she
Right.
chooses. She makes the choice when she's ready to tell the person.
Right.
When she feels like they're comfortable or she feels like they would understand or maybe convince them that it's
Right.
more
She's not comfortable in her own
more of the
skin.
setting for her to say that. Now, if she didn't care about what people say or think, she'll be saying that up front. Hey, I'm this, I'm that.
No, I don't
So-
care. You just don't need to know my
Yes, you
business.
do. Yes, you
So-
do.
If we don't see each other long term, we not fucking. You don't need to know my business. Like
You need to know
everybody
my
doesn't need
business.
to know that
Like,
you're a
women
dog.
don't even talk all
Like,
like
don't
that.
look like a
think
dog.
nobody,
Whatever.
as soon as he meets you, hey, I identify as this. Yeah, but if you understand, you have
His
discretion.
intention.
If you understand, like y'all are talking in a way number, why not just be like, okay, that's fine. I just want to let you know I identify as, or whatever the case is, I'm this, whatever. It's just the courtesy. Let him make that decision ultimately, I think sometimes people get so used to taking that out.
Your success rate is still 95%, so you got nothing to worry about.
We got nothing to lose. Like, why not just be like, yo?
This remind me of the conversation we was having where it was like, should you accept a drink from a man that you're not interested in, right?
Hell no.
Right.
Hell no.
So
I think
if
what
that man
Trini
is bringing you a drink or offering to buy you a drink, you're not interested in him. You tell him off the rip, I'm not interested.
Yes.
Right. So if he's coming to you with the assumption because he's interested in you, obviously, you should tell him that, you know what I mean, this is what I am.
That's like a man walking up to me and we're having a regular conversation.
Okay.
And I just blurt out, oh, but hey, I'm on my period. What the hell did I have to tell you that for? For what?
That is different.
That's different.
That's different.
Because what am I talking about? My anatomy on the face?
I'm gonna pause Mr. Man real quick. Yeah, you do need to say who you are because the conversation probably wouldn't even go past after you say, hey, you know, just to let you know, heads up, I'm a tranny. He would be like, all right, thank you so much. You know, I respect that. I respect you keeping it real with me, but you know, I like biological women, so we're gonna stop it right here. We don't even need to have a text message thread. We don't even need to talk about Netflix and chilling. We don't need to talk about, hey, can I take you to the movies? It's not going to go that far because the minute they know who you are and they're not into trannies, the conversation is dead. It's done. So, yeah, there's a big difference between you having a period and you having a long john about to poke somebody who doesn't want to be poked. Just saying.
But they do.
You can't.
Yeah, but they do. And so he's not thinking when he looks like, you know, there's an extra surprise there. So we need to tell them off top, like, this is what it is, because that's more safe. I think that would be more safe than you talking to somebody for some months, him starting to feel you, like you, and now all of a sudden it's like, wait, hold up, I didn't tell you this. And then his response can be crazy and dangerous for you in the end.
When I first
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I first started transitioning, like, I would get niggas' numbers, but then I would tell them, like, once I got their number, like, when I got home for my own safety. Because, like, that's when I was fresh. So I'm like, oh, let me just fucking take the number so they don't get rowdy. Because I've been seeing a lot of shit, like, when the niggas be hurting the trans and stuff. I'd take the number. Then when I come, that's when I would tell them my team. And they'll be like, oh, okay, don't matter. I'd be like,
see? I think waiting months is crazy, though. That's what I wanted to say. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like there aren't some cases where some dolls have done, you know, things like that. But going months in is crazy. There should at least, like, if you and this guy, I just feel like once you and this guy exchange numbers, that's the perfect time to have that conversation. Okay. That's a perfect time to throw it out. Like, don't wait. Because now he's already, if he asks for your number, he's expressing an interest. You just having a simple conversation with me. It may just be a conversation. I don't assume that every man that talks to me wants me. So it's like, why do I have to? I just feel like I don't gotta disclose. They shouldn't have to disclose, and not I.
If a man is approaching you,
disclose that. If you do not,
why do women feel that men approach women for any other reason than he wants to fuck you? Like, yo, there's no other reason than that. If a man's approaching you, he wants to fuck you. It might not be tonight. It might be later down the line. But even good guys to take care of you, they want to fuck you. So what do you mean it's horrible? That's regular. All right, man. All right,
because I just feel like we're human. We're human. It's human nature. So I'm sorry. Initially, when you see someone, the first, sign of attraction would be physical. Because obviously, I'm not going to talk to you if I don't look physically.
What is physical? What is physical? I want to fuck you. That is physical.
I really think the gay community needs
this is where the gender and stuff, the social construct thing comes back into play. Because there are some people that are asexual, sapiosexual. They don't even want to have sex before they get to. All right, so sapiosexuals, they want to get to know you first.
Right.
They want to fuck your mind. Okay. They're not interested in what's going on here under there. They don't care about all of that.
Yeah.
They care about who you are as a person. Now, someone who is non-binary, or someone like me, for example, I'm queer.
Mhm.
I don't care what you identify as, and I don't care what you got in between your legs.
Right.
If you cool and I like you and you make my little thing jump, I'm good. Like,
So it's
sexual.
But that's still sexual.
But we don't know that until after y'all saying that every person that interacts with you is
fact that
physically
you
attracted
find
to you. That's not true.
The fact that you find it horrible that's men. You know what I'm saying? By nature, we if you look if you find a male dog, what he wants to do.
I think this is why I like y'all the least.
I mean,
that's just me.
And that could
There's
be
no way that you could walk down the street. You see your body and what you have
And
on
not
right now,
walk
and
a
think
man-
that a man is not, when he stopped you, that he's not thinking sexual. That's just the way that they.
Your outfit is
Every
saying
man that stops me does not want to fuck me.
I want you guys
They
to
just
see
didn't
her
tell
outfit
you.
when
Cocky.
she stands up.
They didn't tell
Every man
you.
that
Yes,
stops
they-
me does not want to fuck me.
Baby, you
And
are
even
not
in
walking
social
in that outfit,
even
and
in
they not
social-
wanting to.
Even in social settings where, okay, maybe he didn't approach me and I approached him. Who's to say that? Okay, so for example,
You
I
don't think,
walked into fucking McDonald's.
but you
and
don't think that outfit says I want to have sex with
I
you?
want to have, yeah, absolutely
You
does.
think my outfit says I want to have sex with you?
Not with me, but I'm saying that at a person that's walking up and down the block, it looked like you want to have sex.
My outfit gives I'm a brat and I have a passion for fashion.
No, it don't.
Nothing about this says I want to fuck.
You want to stand up so
You
the
wanna
people in
what?
the world can see this outfit?
Word.
And turn around
Especially
towards the
different
camera.
outfits.
Turn it around.
Real bad.
It's a sport, so I'm covered up. I feel like I just have a passion for fashion.
What's covered up?
Thank you.
Those not booty.
I'm covered up.
Those not booty cheeks.
And I have on shorts.
I guess that's
Eating
covered
them
up these
shits the
days.
fuck
that-
up, like- I
If
think
somebody want to
sometimes
fuck me because I got my booty cheeks out, that's dumb. Like,
I think sometimes it's
horny.
How old is she?
Wait.
You're horny.
Booty club, sir.
You're horny.
Wait. You say you in the McDonald's and what happened?
I could be in the McDonald's, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's a cashier there.
Right.
He's a male.
Okay.
And I woke up to him, and I just so happened to be at the register for 10 minutes. But it was just a good conversation because maybe I was having a bad day.
Mhm.
Who's to say that guy want my number? If he wanted my number, he should have said that. But I'm not gonna assume that because we had a conversation for that long or we were engaged or something like that, that he wants me.
That's
I have
different.
multiple conversations with Uber drivers for like the last 6
We're
years.
talking about if
But
somebody
we talking
stop
about
you.
we talking about somebody approaching you,
Yeah.
and you talking about you going to McDonald's and ordering and then having the count. That's different.
If somebody approaches me, it's I still feel the same exact way.
You shouldn't.
You do not have to tell them a goddamn thing until you both make that conscious decision. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you.
Right. That's how you feel. Man.
We can agree to disagree. That's just how
That's
I
it is,
feel.
man. Like,
I think sometimes we don't give men a lot of grace with these types of conversations because I've spoken to many women and I asked them the same thing. Hey, if you was talking to a man or whatever, and it was a trans man, I guess,
Right.
like, would you still continue talking to that person? And women will flat out be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Unapologetically.
And I'm gonna pause right there. If I ever run into a guy, thank God I'm not in that situation. But in you're a transgender and don't say anything about it, that is like, just get ready for an ass whooping. Like, I would not be cool about it. Like, I would not be understanding of it. And I hope the whole heterosexual world, nation would not be cool with that. Like, it is not cool to try to trick anybody. It's not fair. As much as you guys have rights and you want to be heard and you want to be seen and you want to be understood, you have to also understand that heterosexual are not comfortable with you just pushing your delusional sexuality onto us. Just say what it is. Allow heterosexuals to have a choice. Just like you have a choice. Whether you could change your gender or not change your gender, or whether you want to wear a purse or play with kids, boys' toys or girls' toys, all that. Don't take nobody's choice away from them. Like, seriously, it's not cool. It's disgusting and it's very ugly. Now, the video is about to end. We're going to listen to some of the final words that they have to say. Again, guys, please like, subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. If you want to talk more about this or you like this type of video that I'm posting, let me know so that way I can find some more and post some more and let us interact some more with it. But we're gonna go into the final moments of this video and listen a little bit more to what they have to say. Trans versus real women, biological women and transgender women. Let's finish the video.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything. It's, okay, that's your preference. But I think sometimes when men say, we prefer to date just biological women, we don't want to date a trans woman, we are often shamed and said we're horrible people or we're transphobic. Again, even in these spaces, like, right now women are feeling attacked by trans women, whereas guys, we don't feel attacked by trans men. Like, they're not coming into our spaces and saying, yo, we're men or whatever. So we're not having that same issues, but women, like, are they that issue with the trans spaces and dominating in our spaces or trying to say how much they are, trying to prove to everybody how much they are men. So why do you think a dynamic women vocal about being in women's spaces where trans men are not really vocal like that or trying to compete in men's spaces like that?
Oh, that question is for me?
It's for anybody. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because I'd rather not answer that one.
I think it's just another tool to be divisive, to separate our communities, because it's mostly Black trans women doing this to Black women. I don't know what going on in white community. I feel like it's a tool that's being used for division, like every other tool that's been put there.
These men are disrespectful. They want to be in competition. I have no problem
with trans people. I have a problem with it being pushed in schools. I have a problem with it being pushed on me and me being made to feel like I'm a horrible person because I feel like there's just men and women, right? There's no really, but you're not a real woman to me. You're a woman in your own right, a trans woman. And I think that's where I get a lot of flack from, because I see us as two totally different entities. I still love you as a sister and everything, but you're not, I don't consider it real womanhood, because there's things that you would never feel as a trans woman that I feel as a woman outside of a period. It's just biological things that just happen to our body, certain hormones that we have, just ways that my body react when I'm with my man, just the way that I think. It's just so many different things that you will never experience. So to say that I'm a real woman too, I can't buy into that.
What other things do women experience that we don't experience besides birth and period?
So the video ends there, and I think it was a very good take. This subject is so touchy for me, and I try so hard not to go too hard on the trans, because again, I'm gonna get judged for whatever reason it is. But for my opinion, I really do think that the LGBTQ should have their own world, their own society, because there's a lot of them that don't play by the rules, which is not cool. It's not okay. And personally, I wouldn't want any loved one of mine to get caught up in a situation like that with any tranny, whether it's one of my sons, my nephew, my cousins, whoever, my brothers. Like, I would never wish that upon anybody, to get tricked into being entertained by a tranny without knowing that that person is a tranny. But again, to each its own. I hope this video clarified a lot of things for people, whether it's the heterosexual or the gay community, that let's all just be respectful. Let's have respect for each other and understand that it is not cool to ever take away the rights of anybody. It is not cool to do that at all. Let's not trick each other. Not saying that you have to wear your gay badge of honor on your sleeves, but let's be mindful about other people's images and how other people don't want to be perceived out here in this world. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I will definitely be back with some more interesting videos for us to talk about. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know if you want more content like this, or if you want me to talk about other stuff. And even if you have a topic that you would like for me to talk about, just drop it in the comment, and most definitely I'll touch bases on it. So again, I'm so happy that you guys were able to share this video with me, share this moment with me. Until next time, see ya.